What's going on, guys? We are back yet again with a deck that I'm particularly excited to share with you today. This deck is rather a quite magnificent creation, if I don't say so myself. As I'm sure you've experienced many times while playing on the ladder recently, this card right here, URO, Titan of Nature's Wrath, is quite busted, considerably so, as he is running rampant amok on the ladder. You can't go 2 or 3 games without seeing a deck that runs this badass motherfucker. And for good reason too. He does a lot in just one card, and he does so much and is such effective tool in your deck that he's talked about he's being talked about being banned in every format, I believe. Um, so I'm sure you're already really familiar with this card, heard a lot about him, and know how he works pretty familiarly. Even if you've never played with him, then you've played against him and you know how he works. But what you might not know is that if his sacrifice trigger is still on the stack when you play him for 3 mana, you can cast Discontinuity to end your turn and keep Euro on the field. This leads to turn 4 Euros that can stay on the battlefield and causes a massive headache for your opponents. And we have other cards that go along with this kind of strategy and just bring a lot of value. So we have cards like Baron to return stuff to the opponent's hand. We have Teferi, his +1 can get cards into the bin for Euro's escape, and his -3 is a great control tool, and he's just really annoying for the opponent to deal with. This deck utilizes Karuga in order to draw a bunch of cards if we need to refill our hand. Of course, we're going with 4 Discontinuity. It's the main tool card that we use to get stuff accomplished in this deck. Anything from being able to keep a Euro on the field, which, by the way, he never touches the graveyard, so cards like Scavenging Ooze can't take him out before you have a chance to actually get him back onto the battlefield. But it accomplishes a lot of other things, especially with how much mana we're going to be generating with this deck, that we're going to be able to consistently use this card as needed in order to solve a bunch of different situations, from closing games out to just progressing our board state in a meaningful way. We make use of 2 Great Henges. It's a great card to go with Euro and other creatures that we have in the deck. And it's going to be cheap to cast too, especially if we're getting Euro cheap and easy onto the board. So just like imagine turn 4 Euro into turn 5 Great Henge into Karuga, because you're going to have enough mana to do that. And so you have 6/5 with the +1/+1, a 6/6, or maybe even a 7/7. You gain 3 life, you draw a card, and you draw 2 cards, and you draw 2, 3, 4 cards. And not to mention if you have other stuff too. Thos is actually surprisingly useful in this deck. It seems kind of out of place, but it's actually not. It can flash stuff at the end of the turn, and so you get a bunch of extra value from ETB effects like Simulacrum or Baron, or God forbid you blink a Karuga and just keep drawing a bunch of cards at the end of your turn. Shark Typhoon, very useful. It cycles to get stuff into the bin for Euro, as well as creating a meaningful body, and you can dump a bunch of mana into it the late game. We have a 1 off of Ugin just for kind of protection purposes. Usually by the time we might need him, we can get him with that much card draw that we have. And that's about what to say with the deck. We are running 28 lands to be exact, if you didn't want to take the time to count them over here on the right. And it seems like it seems like the right amount of lands. I might actually bump it up to 29, but we'll see. Anyway, this deck is incredibly fun and exhilarating. It has a strong early game, solid middle game, and a very, very strong late game. So let's try and get some good games in. URO. Okay, so it's been a few days since the intro, and I've been trying over and over and over again to try and get this deck to work, to little to no success. But I still like the concept of this deck, so I'm just going to try and push through it and make it work. I've made a couple modifications to it that from what was seen in the opening. Namely, I put Return to Nature in there because I was running into trouble with Banishing Lights, and I just wanted to have a quicker way to get rid of stuff like Lucky Clover as well. But this deck seems to be liking to punish me a lot, and it just is just making it really hard for me. So instead of scrapping this deck and the idea for this video, I'm just going to keep powering through, and hopefully we can have some good times suffering together. Like, for example, this opening hand. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Obvious mulligan into something less questionable, but still not spectacular. But we'll try and at least get a win. A singular win with this deck is all I require. And then we can revisit what I want to do with this deck, because this deck has not been treating me well. Honestly, I have not been vibing with this deck very much. That being said, it is good to try and challenge yourself and power through tough situations, even when it's not really quite clear. I'm gonna get an island so we can play a Vantress untapped. But when this deck does start rolling, it starts rolling pretty hard, and it is really fun. The questionable area is just the early game and the mid game. But if we can get past that, we can start playing our big spells in the late game, then maybe we can claw ourselves back. Oh shit, we should have returned that to his hand. I'm just being stupid now, but maybe the borrower would come in handy for like a questing beast or some stupid shit like that. Okay, opponent stuck on 2 lands. A Scooz. Perfect for the Euro. I've just been running into a lot of decks that just don't like the cards in this deck very much and seem to punish it a lot. So we are going to make ourselves suffer in immense pain just for the sake of itself. There's no real reason I'm continuing to play this deck at all, really. I kind of hate it at this point. It doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to. Like, I have 2 Thasses in the deck, and I got both of them in the top 11 cards. Like, something not helpful at all. Maybe if I got a Euro or something, we can put it into play with Discon. But that doesn't seem to be what the game has in store for us. So, of course, we're going to get a Gem Raiser. That's fine. I'll probably attack Tef with Gem Raiser, and then Scooz is going for the face. Or both attack and just attack Tef to get him out. If I want him dead, I'm just going to draw a discard. Sakura, okay. 2 Discons very early is very, very good for us. We can skip turns while we have nothing on the board, which is going to be nice. So, I want, if Scooz removes Thassa, does it get a counter? We might be able to ambush with a 3/3 Shark to get this Scooz out of here. But it's not looking good for us like already, because we just can't draw into stuff that does things. Which is basically the story of this deck in a nutshell. But just leave it up to bad deck building for me, I suppose. But oh well. Hopefully I can get some quality entertainment out of my own suffering. So we're just going to go through with it and see what happens. Oh, 3rd discontinuity when I didn't have enough already. That's quality right there. Quality deck shuffling. Not really sure what the opponent's going to do in response. Just let me block the Scooz, please. Now we get to see if removing the Thassa is going to add a counter or not. Okay, it does, so it counts as a creature when it's not on the field. It's good to know. That's actually useful. So we're going to gain 2 life, and then we're just going to skip the next 3 of opponent's turns and not do anything and just wait for us to get beaten in the face. Just a 6-mana fog. No big deal. In other situations, this card would be more useful, but the game decided to give us 3 of it when we couldn't do anything else, so. Come on, enemy. Please do things. Yeah, get out of here, Questing Beast. Can we do things now? Nope, we just get a return to nature. That's fine. And another one on top. We're gonna just bin that, and then hopefully we get something, hopefully we get a land, I guess. It's a card that does absolutely nothing in this situation. I guess there's no reason to use Discon this early. Let's just take some damage for a little bit and see if we can maybe get a board presence with Brazen Borrower or something. Or we can scry. What is more useful? Probably scrying for something, honestly. Okay. Don't really need to worry about that right now. Let's see what the game has in store for us now. Karuga on an empty field, that's a no, and more lands, no. Please give me something. Oh, lovely. Oh, yes, please. Please, Daddy. Please keep beating me. Well, just gonna go on to the next turn right now. Maybe we can get something useful? No, another land. Lovely. This is royally fuck myself the deck. Oh, we get another Discon on the top. That's amazing. Okay. Cool. No, thank you. Okay, let's get our 4th Discon, and we are going to have one more turn before we just die. So hopefully on top would be like a land or something, because that would really help us out here against this entire full board. To be honest, I don't even know what we could do to save ourselves from this, or what we could draw to save ourselves from this, but might as well see what happens, see what we can draw up. Well, that's 4 discontinuities used. Oh, and a Radiant Fountain. Perfect. We get that 2 life to save us from, let's see, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage, plus maybe a Questing Beast, so that's 18 damage. Fantastic. Great game. Great game, enemy. I literally handed you a win on a silver platter. Okay, this goes into another... It goes into the folder of really great opening hands that I hope I get again someday. In fact, this hand is so good, I'm just going to get another one just to see if we can get an even better one. Oh boy. This is absolutely fantastic. We have no green for the Return to Nature, and 2 of our 2 Castle Vantresses in our opening hand, so we have no chance of playing them untapped, of course. Oh, and because we kept a 2-land hand, we're just not going to get any more lands from the top of the deck. All the lands are in the bottom 20 cards. Oh, a Fabled Passage, another tap land, you say. I think we're just going to return this to the hand now so they can't get the value out of tapping it for mana. But it shouldn't make a difference in the long run because we're probably going to lose. I mean, even the other day when we were playing that Chadwick combo, to purposely lose didn't get me as many losses as this deck has. So we're going to get an island instead of a forest just because. For no reason, just cause. I'm gonna hope the opponent doesn't play... Oh, okay, I've never seen this card before, but it's not a Questing Beast. It's like a Questing Beast without all of the abilities. So I guess the game has recognized that this deck is so incredibly bad that it's putting us against opponents that use Questing Beasts without the abilities, just to like give us an edge. But you know, this Great Henge coming in really hot right now in this situation. So we're going to make the most of it by swinging in for 3. It shouldn't make much of a difference because, again, we're going to lose. But you can't blame someone for trying, right? Just going to swing in with the 4/4. That's fine. You take 4, no problem. Another questing beast without the quest. Let's see if we can get another non-land card from this. Oh! Oh! We're getting our land drops. Okay. Is there a decision to be made here? We just gain the 2 life and swing in for 4. Then we can create a 2/2 shark. Okay, swinging in for 8, we'll go to 10. That'll be fine. Because the opponent won't have... Ooh, a 10/10, you say. Okay. Feeling a little bit pressured here. Okay, return to nature. Quality draw against the opponent right now. Still no green to play it, though. So, I say we go 5 to face, and then we hold up a 1/1 to chump block this 10/10. But if the opponent swings in with everything, we are still dead, so hopefully they don't do that. Which they haven't been. So we... Oh wait, we gained 2 life from the Radiant Fountain. We're still not dead. Okay, so as planned, we're going to be chump blocking this. And then we actually have the win in our sights, boys. Because we can swing in for 5 and then skip their next turn with discontinuity. And then swing in for lethal the following turn. So we actually managed to pull this out of our ass. Somehow. Some way. I can't believe it. I literally can't believe it. The game just literally handed us a win on a silver platter. But, hopefully you can see what kind of games you get with this deck. It's absolutely ridiculous. I have no words to describe how terrible these games are. Okay, we're going second to a 2-land hand. Well, almost every time I've kept a 2-land hand, then we've gotten only non-lands for like the first 7 or 8 cards. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. We have 2 scries, so maybe we can turn this in our favor. There's 1 land that we need. We literally just need 1 more land and a discon, and then we can cheat a URO into play and keep it stuck. But oh, okay. They're playing a mutate deck, so unlikely for them to be a, what you call it, Brazen Borrower player. So we're going to hold up our own Borrower and see if we can disrupt a Great Horn. Just hanging out here waiting for the opponent to do things. Okay, a Poliwag. Scallywag. Okay, there's our discon, so we really want to play this tap land so that next turn we can possibly... Ooh, that's exactly what we needed. So next turn we can cheat in a URO, and hopefully they won't be able to do anything about it. Mutate decks probably don't have a way to deal with a URO turn 4. But they could also be like the random 1 mutate person that runs Brazen Borrower. Oh, perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So now they don't get to swing in for five free damage. Okay, let's go ahead and get another blue source. After 2 green sources, we really only need to worry about getting more blue sources in order to play stuff. So let's go ahead and do like so. Play the URO, draw the card, gain the life, play the land, and then discon on the second trigger. And we keep the URO. Easy peasy. Next turn we have a couple options. We can play the altar, and if we get a land, we can also play the Thassa, which will be helpful. And then the following turn we play Karuga, or we can play Karuga next turn and be greedy and draw 1 card. And then the following turn, Thassa blink the Karuga and keep drawing more cards. Chances are he has an answer for this guy. This little trick is cool and all, but it's really ineffective against the opponent's removal. So we're looking for a Baron, or just whatever. This is a something. We can do this and the altar. Turn to nature, it's probably useless in this matchup. So it goes. So it goes. The opponent has stuff and we don't, so we're probably going to lose. But that's just kind of... Of course, they have exactly what they need, as to be expected from the opponent. I just hope they play faster, so that we can lose faster and move on to the next game. So fun. So fun to run into these opponents and just literally counter your deck every single game. So that doesn't help. At least we have a blocker. Not going to get any cards off of it, sadly. Of course, they have the Sterix. They have exactly what they need to do things, and we don't, so... Just fuck us, I guess. Oh, we're just gonna swing in for 6? That's fine. Well, we won't take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Discontinuity, you say? Well, that's not going to be very useful at all now, is it? But we're going to try and cancel their turn to see if we can get any value off of it. We might be able to bring this game back. We might, with a Tef. Could do it, draw and get rid of a creature. Oh. Well, we want to discount this. Get this effect out of here. And nothing useful. Again. Again. Nothing useful. This is on 2... Yeah, we can put out a Borrower and Thassa, and then we'll actually be able to block. And draw cards, too, now that you mention it. Draw 2 off this and maybe restabilize. Great Henge isn't bad. Start gaining life again, and we're going to lose cards enough to possibly get URO in next turn, which will help a lot. The good thing is we're not dead this turn, unless they have a big play with Sterix. A Primal Might would hurt a lot. Ooh, okay, okay. Options. Let's go ahead and get a henge down, and then we have 2, 4, 4, and then we have 6 for a Shark Typhoon. And then the following turn we can URO. So that's not bad actually. So regardless, we'll still have 2 blockers available and we'll be able to gain life off of the henge. So things are starting to look up. The opponent still can't deal. Fine. This is really problematic because they get rid of the henge. Oh, they're gonna try and kill the indestructible creature? I'll let them try. But this is starting to get real out of hand for them. So at least we have a Teferi in order to control this Sterix right here to stop them from getting things. Ugh. I wish I could just get the Teferi down now. But unfortunately there's not anything we can do to stop this play. We can make a 6/6 shark. Now they just keep getting free shit. Okay, let's see if we can try and turn this game around. So we definitely want to ferry out. I don't think we're gonna need the return to nature. And we can URO. And then we'll still have 2, maybe 3 mana open for the other URO. So we're gonna be gaining 6 life here, maybe. Oh yeah, we have lands to play. That's nice. 2 more HP. Keep that one. And a Discon. Let's go ahead and scry off of this. Another Thassa. I don't think ours is going to be dying, so we don't need it. And we have set up ourselves a bit of a defense. We're going to keep them back. We're going to draw some more cards off of this. So we're going to get 4 cards. And maybe we can use the discontinuity to push for the win. We want to keep this -3 open to phase out that Sterix whenever he targets it. And then we can start swinging in the air with stuff. Or we can start swinging with everything. Because then we can just discon on their turn and keep going. Plus we have multiple Teferis in order to keep phasing stuff out. What is he doing? Mutating onto the Great Shark? Turn creature and opponent controls. I think we just get rid of that now. Well, we lose. We lose big time. Because now we just can't do anything to stop this. Big sad. But maybe if we can block smartly and take exactly what we need to stay alive. So let's see here. We're at 15. If we take 10, take all of this, we'll go to 1. So we just need to block this and survive. But I think we can block 1 damage with the borrower. That has trample, so that sucks. We can block like this and like this. And then now we're taking 10, 14. We're still taking too much. Yeah, it's game. Okay. So, I guess it's not super terrible, but in the best of 1 format, things happen like really fast on the first 3 turns. So we do want at least some interaction. So we're gonna bin this. And we get some good here. We could be greedy and keep all 3 of these cards. Because once we get URO down, then Great Henge becomes free, basically. Then we have to ditch the Baron. I think we're just gonna keep it to the hand like this just for the memes. But we're playing against CGB's mono white aggro deck, the best aggro deck in the format. So that's gonna be fun. Looking forward to that. And we already can't return to nature one of these owl seeds. But we're going to anyway, just to get rid of the savior. Just for the heck of it. Okay, looking for some more interaction from the top of the library, please. Scryland, not the worst, so next turn we can URO Discon. And then it's going to immediately get Glass Casket or the other one, Banishing Light, and then we're going to lose. And we couldn't save the Return to Nature for the Banishing Light or Glass Casket because of Owl Seeds of Life's bounty can protect those too. So I actually think we just go for a tempo play here and return an Owl Seed to the hand just so that we can maybe bait out a Glass Casket or Banishing Light. Because again, once we get URO to stick, we can Great Henge for free. Almost. For 3. Which rhymes with free. This seems to be okay. We've got a Glass Casket out of hand. Nice. Now the question is, do they have another interaction spell in their hand? I think they do because they didn't do anything last turn. So do we play it safe or do we play it ballsy? Because we know we're going to be running into something that can take care of the URO. I think we play it like this and then just cycle the Triome to maybe get some other kind of interaction. Because we're not under a lot of pressure. We're only taking 2 damage a turn. Ooh, okay. That basically seals it. Basically seals the deal. Plus we have a borrower to return whatever shit they pull anyway. So we want to do full control, of course. Put in the tap land, of course. Scry a... no, we don't need that. We want... other MacGuffins. So, if they don't top deck something to kill the URO like a motherfucker, Then we can play the Great Henge and maybe have a good game. Come on. I'm crossing my fingers. You can't see it, but I'm crossing my fingers that he doesn't have something to kill the URO. Come on, come on. If he did, he would have played it already, most likely. Come on. Just kind of hanging out, I guess. Having a good time, getting our shit kicked out of us by stupid mono white decks. I mean, I guess that's something. Okay, now we can go Henge boy. And then we can start swinging it with the URO. We're not afraid. Especially since we've got another one. Okay. You're gonna make it indestructible? Oh! I guess that's kind of cool. Just have infinite blockers. I think we hold at 5 so we can play both sides of the borrower. But this little interaction is nice. I like it. It's annoying, but I like it. I recognize things when they're good. Okay, opponent getting a little bit ballsy. I think we are going to go and return the speaker so that we don't have to worry about angels. Because angels would complicate things. Oh my god. Stop. I hate you. I hate you so much, mono white deck. Oh, of course we get something not helpful at all. That really, really busts my balls. But at least we get 2 cards off of this. Ooh, and Ugin. That is very good. That makes me happy, actually. That actually solves our problems, more or less. And a Karuga? So we can Ugin for 3 and get rid of all of what they hold dear. Do we want to do that, though? Or be greedy? They Banishing Light off the top, we still have the game, right? Yeah. Let's just slam down the Ugin, whatever. Instead, we can... Oh, yeah. Let's just exile everything they have. And you know what? We get the Baron back too, so maybe we just return the Ugin back to our hand. So they can't Banishing Light it. Okay, so this deck can actually win games. Big surprise. I'm just as surprised as you are. Viewer. My one viewer checking in. Man, this deck makes me salty AF. So we can do things, but then we're just waiting around to be able to play Ugin and Henge. But we do go first, so we don't have to worry about aggro BS, maybe? Possibly? Question? Plus, it looks like we're playing against a slow deck as well. So, you know. Esper control. Great. It's probably just going to be a slow loss. Oh, some sort of flash deck. Even better. Even better. So we're probably looking at Altar or Baron. Probably the Baron, just to annoy the heck out of the opponent. Oh, their own Baron, you say. Okay. That is a-okay with me, sir. I don't know. I don't want to Baron their own Baron, but it might be funny, too. It really depends on what else they're playing. Okay, a Fae of Wishes. Haven't actually seen that in a hot minute. Maybe it's too slow of a card for people to use, which I wouldn't blame them. Okay, an Ashiok. Ugh. Okay, so let's do it like this. Altar into URO. Play the Temple for the Scry. Another URO. That's not the worst. Then we just play the Radiant Fountain. Really wish the opponent would just hurry the fuck up. They can't do anything. Maybe it was my game lagging out for some reason or other. Because the opponent couldn't have possibly had priority. So next turn we can Ugin. I wonder if they're ready for it. What are they going to do for the Ugin? Because if they destroy it, we just get an URO plus Henge. Plus we have the Baron as backup. Okay, not really pressuring me too much so far. Let's just hit face. My game deciding to lag for no conceivable reason whatsoever. Come on, come on! Guess we can just go URO and into URO. Not the worst. And we can also play the Henge. So we're looking pretty good. We're up against Esper, though, so a lot of things can happen. Oh, one of my discons. It's a really good blowout card if you're ahead, like we are. The Ombi, to return the Fae of Wishes, to get something from the sideboard in which they can't use to do anything against me yet. So we're happy with what they're doing. Right? Because they're going to get a... If they want to do something, they need to get something with 3 CMC to be able to cast it this turn. But I'm really curious on what they're going to get. But this is a really interesting deck. I'm not really sure what it's doing so far. Elspeth conquers death, you say? Well, that just looks like it's a one-way ticket to return Ugin to my hand with the Baron. So, looks like we are going to -2. Swing in for URO, and then return Ugin back to my hand. That's fine. More lands. Then we go the Baron. Turn the Ugin. Ooh, hoo, 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 ho, 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 ho. Okay, what do we do here? Just pass? Ooh, and we get a big Shark Typhoon. I kind of hope they ECD something. I'll allow it. You're gonna ECD the URO, aren't you? Good, 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 good. Because now we can, let's see, we can Shark Typhoon for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then we have Discon for their next turn. So we have lethal, potentially. What are they gonna do? Let's go ahead and get another URO going. And another Discon, just in case we need another one. Don't need another land, do we? Oh, we could have drawn it and played it. We can still play... We want to destroy this enchantment so that we can play Discon for its intended value. That is a-okay with me, sir. Wonder if he expects his turn going to get ended next turn. What are you going to do against the shark? Any answer they have, we're just going to play Discon. Plus, they have to worry about the potential Ugin. Okay. I mean, you're just getting a card, so that's not a threat yet. Even if they get something uncounterable, we can still play Discontinuity. Okay, that's interesting. So they have mana open for Eat to Extinction. So we do have it. Do we have enough for Ugin and Discon? So let's see. 4, 8, plus 6. Yeah, we do. Okay. Let's just go in for the kill. And then now we play the Ugin. And deal 3 and threaten lethal next turn again. Then if they play ECD, we just Discontinuity. And we did it! We did it, boys! Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Alright, I think that's going to do it for me for this one, guys. I wish I could say I had a lot of fun with this deck, but most of the time I spent playing it, it was honestly unfun. I recommend at least trying to do something with a shell and playing around with it and see what you can create with it, because in theory it's a fun deck and it can do things, but I just didn't personally find anything with it. I did have fun with the games that I'm showing you today, because I expected not a whole lot out of this deck, and it honestly kind of surprised me once I turned the record button on. But yeah, much fun with URO and Discon and Ugin. A bunch of really fun cards in here, all things considered. So I hope you enjoyed. If you want to support the channel and see it grow, you know how to do so. And I appreciate every single one of you for watching this far into the video, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.